is Thembekile Molaudzi. I'm almost 5 months outside. I've been absent for almost 11 years behind bars for the crime I did not commit. I'm delighted to be before you. What I brought this morning is that it's about the criminal justice system. I know how is the incompetency of the police and the system works, and then so my take on this issue concerning the criminal justice system. What is needed from the criminal justice system is the competency of the police, because everything that is brought to court is brought by the police, and then if the police are always incompetent in their work with shoddy and bungling investigation, everything that they brought to the court, it misleads the judges, and they end up convicting wrong people who has never done any crime. So if the police can be competent and then the state serve justice, then everything is going to be well. So my take on the issue of the criminal justice system is the concern of the transcript. My plea is that for the government to fund the Department of Justice so that every proceedings in every court can be recorded electronically, because of for now we have this issue of the transcript that are missing, are misplaced, cannot be found, and then you will find that if there is a person who has committed a barbaric crime, and then maybe he's sentenced and then just stay for 3 years. After those 3 years or 2 years, he want to appeal, and then the requirements of lodging an appeal, he had to get his transcript to show what has transpired during the trial proceedings. So if those transcripts cannot be found, the court has to leave him, because there is no trace of anything that has transpired from the trial proceedings. So if the government can fund the Department of Justice so that every proceedings and trials in the High Court and the magistrate can be recorded electronically, we know where we will be going to, because of if there is someone who has committed a crime, he wants to review or appeal that decision. We have something in court that can be brought before a panel of judges, that we can see that there was a flaw here, and then we can see that there was irregularity here, and then we have everything on the table. So if the Department of Justice is in constraint of funds, there's going to be a problem. So sometimes there are people who are convicted and then they cannot voice their grievances. So there's a lot of complaints behind bars, and there's a lot of complaints in the communities. People, they don't have information. So, but in court, we have the court managers, the chief magistrates, and then we have the portfolio committee on justice, the oversight committee on justice, we have the petition committee. So everyone with grievances has the right to use the pen and paper and write to the executives who are in those institutions. They will have to respond. And then if there is no response, it's better to go in person or approaching the office of the judge president of that court, or maybe the court manager of that court. And then if there is no acknowledgement of receipt, the Judicial Service Commission is there. It's always, the doors is always open, and each and every door that is of the government, if they can use an open door policy, that they can listen to every grievances of the community, whether it's a free person or a person who is behind bars, and then everything will be settled. Because of, for now, we live in a country, we live in a democratic country, but there are grievances behind bars. There are people who are still behind bars for the crime they did not commit. and they cannot prove that they are innocent because of there is nothing that can be brought on the table to show that what has transpired during their trials. But for me, there's lot needs to be done, not change, but there's lot needs to be added on the system. The competency of the police, the competency of the prosecutors, and then every presiding officer has to be a referee at all times, not presiding a case with emotions. So, as I am standing here, I have this experience of injustice and miscarriage of justice. I know what it is to be behind bars for the crime you did not commit. And for a person to get a remedy to get out from the prison while still in the prison is very difficult, because of when you get yourself that you are indigent and then you don't have resources, it's difficult. So the legal aid board also must be funded with a lot of funds, because of they had a lot of clients and backlog of cases. So that, especially the fund in the legal aid, because there's a lot of incompetencies. They don't consult, they don't attend, they just attend the proceedings in the absence of the client. So the main thing is the funding of the Department of Justice, the funding of legal aid South Africa, and the competency of the police. So the police also must be checked. This oversight committee on police in Parliament, they must also check how does the police work. And then also the oversight committee on justice must also check the court, what is happening in the court, because there's a lot of backlog on the roll backlog in the court. There are people who are detained, awaiting trials. They are waiting for their case to be heard. Many are awaiting trials, and then so those are some of the things. And then if there's insufficient funds, many people are rot in jail. It's just that when I'm talking about the judiciary, I recall everything that happened on my life.